Adam from Edge. I'm out on the show floor over in the virtualization area. Ran into friend of Edge, Edwin Yoon. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So last time I saw you was at the big virtualization launch last September, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So walk me through what's happened since then.
Well, since we did that launch in September of last year, we've really been focused on Windows 7 and Windows Server 2008 R2 and all these big announcements, because we're going to have this whole nother wave pretty much within a year. We're going to have a whole nother wave of products coming out, virtual machine managers coming out. We've had a new version of AppV, but that's really what we've been focused on, getting this new version of Hyper-V out and the associated management tools thereof.
Okay. So we're here at the booth. You want to take us around and see what else is happening here?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you the mic and I'll drive the camera.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, so we're here, TechEd North America 2009, and we're here with Taylor Brown. And we're at our Microsoft VDI booth, our virtual desktop infrastructure booth. So, Taylor, what I wanted to ask you today, especially for the viewers out there, is what exactly, did we have any really great news? And also, what did we talk about in the session so they have an understanding of what they might want to look up when they go to TechEd Online?
Well, I think for VDI, one of the big things at TechEd here was it's the first time we've really showed and talked about VDI from Microsoft, a broker that we've produced that's in-box, that's part of Server 2008 R2, and really been able to show and demonstrate how that works.
And do we have a demo that we can kind of show a little bit more about what we're talking about?
Sure, definitely. We can definitely show what we have for VDI.
Okay.
So what VDI really comes down to in the end is management. So it's the ability to connect and manage the connection to a virtual machine from a pool. And so what we have here is this is our new remote desktop services virtualization role. And we can go in and they can add all of the Hyper-V servers that we have in our environment. And we can go in and configure personal desktops, so one user to one desktop. Or we can configure pooled desktops, where we've got a pool of virtual machines, and the users can connect to the next idle or available virtual machine in the pool.
So in remote desktop services, now we can do VDI and we can do what normally was terminal services that we've done in the past.
Right, exactly, and it all integrates together. So if we go to the new RD Web Access portal, we can see that we've got some remote apps published, so in this case Excel and Publisher, but we also have these new desktops. So this, in this case we've got a personal desktop, so this is this user's desktop, and then we also have a connection to a pool of desktops.
So really we can go to that one interface, you can send users to that web interface they're familiar with, but now we're not just talking about remote apps, now we're talking about full desktops and a VDI type situation.
Yep, and it even goes a little bit further than that. So through a remote app publishing, you don't even have to send them to a website. You can push those down through group policy, and as you publish new apps, they automatically get added to the start menu, they automatically get published, so they just double click, connect into their desktop.
So this really is a great way to get VDI, get started with it. It's very simple to set up. It's built into Server 2008 R2, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then we can use your group policies and really deploy them out. I see those shortcuts in the upper left also. So that's great. And they can see a lot more about these in the sessions that we've been doing here at TechEd?
Yeah, definitely. We've done overview sessions as well as some deep dives and some technical sessions as well.
Okay.
So it's been great.
Great. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you.
So here we are at the MDOP booth, the Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack. I'm here with Scott Stearns and Nidhi Doshi, and they're going to go over what we're covering in terms of what's going on with MDOP and what are we talking about and what sessions we have here at TechEd North America 2009. So Scott, did we make any announcements or what are we really showing here at TechEd?
So the big thing we've talked about is that MEDV, the Microsoft Enterprise Desktop Virtualization Solution, version 1 has come out in the last couple months. We've also talked about Application Virtualization 4.5 cumulative update, number 1 being out, but generally talking about how those technologies work and how to get the most out of them in your environment.
So I know a lot of people have been excited about AppV and MEDV. Are there a good number of sessions that people can go to TechEd Online and find out more about, and what do they cover? Like I know there's a security session on AppV, things like that.
Yeah, so we've had a number of different sessions. One is how to do publishing and streaming in application virtualization. We've had one on sequencing that Nidhi did this morning. We had a talk on the sort of core details of the client and how it works at a fairly low level. And then Michael, as you mentioned, will be doing a talk this afternoon about security and application virtualization, basically how to set up a system so it is secure.
Okay, well actually, why don't we go ahead and take a look at a demo, because I know a lot of people hear about AppV, but they never actually see it in use on a machine, and you guys have that demo here, right?
Yeah,
take it away,
Nidhi. A really quick demo. So let's
Yep.
say I had a laptop with all the apps and all that, and then I lost it and then I come back to my organization, and in general cases, you need at least 3 to 4 days to get all your apps back up. But with AppV, you can see here, I don't have all my apps, But if I did a DC refresh where we get all the apps from the server and we load it on, you go to publishing servers, you right click, say refresh server,
and now we're actually going and contacting the
now
server.
you're contacting the server, checking out what apps are available to you, and it brings it down to me. And according to my policies and the permissions I have, I can get tons of apps. And now you see you have Office 2003 and 2007 available to you.
So now
I didn't have to go through any installation at all.
Exactly. So now we really dynamically can get it. So let's say I lost my laptop, I could just plug in and then based on my credentials, just get the applications I need.
Just like that.
And can we go ahead and launch one of the applications?
Oh, sure. In 2007, let's launch Word. So this is where it's bringing down the blocks from the server.
So I see that little
blocks.
progress bar in that bottom right-hand corner. And we're going to go ahead and launch that application. So I see it's also running on Windows 7, so we're going to look forward to having some Windows 7 support.
Definitely. And this package doesn't have to be created on Win 7. You could create it on any of the other OSs and it should still work.
That's one of those, that's one of those great things where in AppV you can just sequence once and deliver it and deploy it. And I see it's picked up the attributes of Win 7, so it's running in Win 7, but it's not locally installed.
Well, it is over time as you get all the bits down, all the blocks come down, and then the app is with me on my laptop, and wherever I go, the app goes with me.
Okay.
So it's not that I'm connecting to a server or something and streaming the whole time.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
So now we're over here at the Virtual Machine Manager 2008 booth, and I'm here with Giovanni Marchetti, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about what are we announcing about Virtual Machine Manager 2008 here at the show, and what do our sessions really cover?
Okay, so we are announcing the availability of R2 release candidate. From my point of view, I'm really happy that R2 release candidate does two things that are really important to me. Number one, it supports R2 release candidate of Hyper-V server with live migration. And secondly, it supports storage migration as well. So I want to show you real quick 2008 R2 RC candidate on this machine here, which is a physical host, controlling another two boxes. There are two laptops down here, by the way. And they have a bunch of virtual machines running, server, Vista, IIS, a bit of SQL. I can just do a right click, migrate. It will tell me where I want to put it, and check on this. I have live migration enabled right in the box.
So we're really taking advantage of that new feature in Windows Server 2008 R2 here in VMM 2008 R2.
Yep.
And then we can go ahead and live migrate?
Totally transparent. And I click next and do live migration. This is another bit I love. It actually shows me the script. So if I want to do this in batch and migrate 10 machines one after the other, I can do that. Just cut and paste and write a for loop. Click move.
And I see that job, Windows has come up and we see the progress.
We see the progress, all the jobs that are complete or have failed. And we can see it's real quick. And this, mind you, is just a couple of laptops with one network connection, just gigabit Ethernet. It's even faster on proper servers with proper networks.
So that's great. You can even set up like maybe a dev environment or a demo environment, really leveraging the power of Windows, and you can use VMM to really drive those live migrations.
Oh yeah. For dev environment, actually, several people have come up and asked about that. There's another little feature that we announced at MMS called rapid provisioning. So basically, VMM, even in the current release, exposes you a library of VHDs, templates that you can create, etc. In the current release, in order to move a template instantiated on a host, you have to move the whole VHD files.
Right.
With rapid provisioning, you can use SAN-based duplication mechanisms, and then you can just point the new VM that you're creating to the clone that the SAN has built for you. So it's really a question of seconds. So
it looks like in VMM 2008 R2, we're not just adding support for Windows Server, but all these other great new features.
Oh yeah.
And I certainly will tell people that, you know, if you're going to go on TechEd Online, there's some great 300 level and 200 level sessions on VMM that they can pick up.
In fact, there's also screencasts on live migration that I've done. That's really good.
Well, great. Thank you, Giovanni.
Thank you very much, Ed.
So we're here over at the Hyper-V booth, and we've got the famous Jeff Woolsey here today. And Jeff, what are we covering here at TechEd? I know we made some big announcements, but maybe we can highlight some of them and talk about really what are we covering in the session so that people, maybe they can go on TechEd Online and really follow up and see what we've been talking about.
Definitely. We've had some big announcements